we're talking about the polarity of fitness industry and like the toxicity of folks. Alex was telling us about there was a strongman competition recently and a trans woman won the women's division. And there's a lot of strong men, or powerlifting, I'm not sure.
Powerlifting strong men.
Very up in arms about it. Like, I think that there's arguments on both sides.
Absolutely. I mean, I see the argument, but it's also like, let's see the other perspective here.
Absolutely. And like, to me, you don't have a leg to stand on if you're using performance enhancing drugs.
In those sports.
You have no leg to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's exactly what this person is doing.
Right.
So, like, talk to me when you're done with that, and maybe I'll have a conversation. It goes along like the same lines as of like the polarity in the market, right? So like, there are a lot of people we've talked about before that want to tell you what's right and wrong and how you should be doing everything and maha and blah blah blah, but like, don't ever look at themselves first. And it causes an additional barrier to folks who don't align with those beliefs, right? So it's like, well, if that's what the fitness industry is, I'm not ascribing to it. I don't want to be a part of that type thing, right? So like, all around, not good. I have an injury, well, a tweak.
Well, you know, we've talked about her shoulder before. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Really tight.
I got abducted by aliens.
Abducted by aliens.
Escaped.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you said last time?
I couldn't remember the reason. So that's what I said. I did say that like the second day, but the first day I couldn't think of the reason.
Well, I was on a work trip, then was abducted.
I haven't worked on her shoulder in a very long time. It's overdue for some rotator cuff work, but then she hasn't had a massage, so her upper traps are really tight and just kind of a mess. Make her pressing a little bit lighter. Start with the women's 35-pound bar. But yeah, we're doing push press today, and then we've been chit-chatting quite a bit, so we'll kind of see what else we get in. Maybe we'll do bust out the ski erg again. Get some work in, but we don't have to like have her put her arms over her head a million times. So possibly have Coach Mike walk us through the push press. We'll see where that goes. Oh, wow, that feels slow. I didn't feel my delt bruises from last week until I just started doing it again. I had a pretty gnarly mark after last time, which I'm fine with. I just haven't had it in a while because I haven't done push press in a while. What were you thinking about?
Just what you were doing?
Oh, putting more weight on?
Yeah. Me too. 5s. Yeah, right? It felt okay, so I'm gonna conservatively improve. Seems like a reasonable thing to do, right?
Yeah, for sure. She can load it as if we had been treating it, but we really got to actually like get in there and fix it. Loosen it up and then get the muscle stronger. So I'll probably do some dry needling on her shoulder. What I'm finding now quite a bit is like we have so many people that have been like sitting for so long for work, and we're like the furthest that we've been into this technology era, obviously, like ever. And we're finding people are just getting like weaker and weaker, just kind of globally, just through all of their muscles. Their spines are getting weak. And that complicates the rehab process because it makes it harder to even activate the first stage of like stabilizers. So when we go to release muscles that they've been locked up and because they're relying on those muscles for stability, then they get really unstable, and then like the passive restraints like our connective tissues, the spinal ligaments, and then our bones or structures and things, they all have to try to support the body through movement, and then they don't, and then we get more likely to get injury. But even activating like some of the basics are flaring people up now because their tissue is so weak. So we got to figure out how to get more people moving because it's going to be harder and harder to rehab the spine, I think, kind of moving forward.
Right. So the solution to a tight muscle or a locked up system
is strength.
Is strength, but you have to release it before you can strengthen it, right?
Otherwise, neurologically, like we can't strengthen the muscle because it's inhibited by the locked up muscle.
Right. So
it's like a timing thing. You got to like loosen it up a little bit, but also activate and stabilize.
Yeah. But the problem is, as soon as you're loosening it up, people are more prone to a tweak or an injury, right? Because their stabilization is off. So it's like, because they're so weak and they're reliant on this, it's like so hard to find that happy medium for you as a therapist to say, how much can I release, but still allow that, the imbalanced system has to like remain in place for a bit, right? Like
for a while.
Until you can strengthen otherwise. So you can't just like go straight in, release, because they're highly likely to then be injured.
Right, and like I'm just trying to like get ahead of the curve. Like I'm picking up on trends now, and it's only going to get worse over the next 5 to 10 years if we don't get people moving, because then that's just longer time in our era that we're kind of in right now. But like we've done a really good job finding that balance point thus far. But like for us, like we don't just treat symptoms at Metro. We find the root cause. So finding that root cause sometimes can unfold like more than like what anybody was bargaining for, but in the long run, like we truly fix the problem. But there's a lot of layers in there. And that can make things unstable.
Right. So like he had an example, you can go ahead. He had an example this week with like a client who had a knee flare up after they were working on her back.
She said like her knee pain and ankle pain, that's what she came in with. And you know, she's been told by doctors and PTs and all of this for years, like, I don't know why it's not getting better. Like they did injections and things like that. Didn't get better. But both of her pains were caused by her low back. She's probably in her mid 40s to 50s. Essentially, she has a 20-year-old kid so she gave birth last time. So she's given birth twice. Her last one was 20 years ago. And we see this so often that women who gave childbirth that long ago have low back issues and hip issues that because of their weak pelvic floors of going through childbirth. And then that can create instability in the spine for so long that can compress the nerve. So what's happening in her case is that she's getting just the slightest bit of compression on some of the nerve roots supplying the muscles of the knee and of the ankle. And now those muscles aren't functioning optimally. So then she's just in this chronic like pain cycle. So she had this flare up and she emailed me. She was like icing her knee, taking Motrin, wasn't really helping. So I had the idea to have her ice her low back because I'm like, it's more than likely just the nerve root's aggravated. So it's sending increased pain signals down that route. And that worked. So like icing her low back, getting it at the source really helped calm things down. And then she came in yesterday feeling really good and kind of just like ready to rock and roll. So that episode was just too much. She just like, her system kind of flared up because we had unraveled so many things that her body was just holding. And again, now yesterday she came in and she felt great. And then she's like, all right, now she was almost more motivated with that happening than before because like, it was like clear buy-in. It's like, wow, they nailed it. And then now it's like, if I don't do my part as a patient, then that's not going to get better. And that's the hard part too I see happening because a lot of people want the passive treatments. They don't necessarily want to do the exercise, but like our treatments are going to help unfold those layers, create the atmosphere for you to do the exercise and for your body to heal itself. That's all we're doing. We are figuring out that source, peeling back the layers.
But you have to have strength.
But you have to have strength.
To build in the strength because like we said, your muscles are weak, so they've tightened up and you've released them with your manual therapy. You have to strengthen them, otherwise you're gonna get injured. That loosening up, you still have the weak muscles. I just thought it was so interesting that knee pain was actually a back issue or a like hip issue, right? Like I think that's something that, especially in the older generations as they're aging now, right? Like women who had babies 20 years ago, like you see knee pain everywhere, knee pain, hip pain, whatever. Like it's all connected. So like, how can we do this in a more holistic way, right? I'm like, okay, well, let's look at, it sounds like everything stems from your trunk, right? Your core really is like kind of the most important thing. Most things stem from that, right? So strength is going to potentially solve a lot of your aches, pains, and joint issues.
Exercise, strength, and muscle mass are the key to longevity.
Yeah.
Like if you want to move pain-free, you have to exercise in a proactive manner.
Which is why we have to make this world accessible to everyone and welcoming to everyone. Because if you create barriers, if you create polarity, if you say this is the right way, that's the wrong way, like, yes, there's safety, concerns in some aspects, but make it an environment that everybody is comfortable in, because it's so critical to our existence. Movement. And we literally, like you said, we live in a world where we sit at our fucking desk all day long.
And the human body was designed to move. Like, that's it. Like we were, this sounds so lame, but we were hunters and gatherers back in our origins. Now we don't hunt, we don't gather, we don't walk around. Like, it's lucky for people to get 5,000 steps a day. That's not good. Yeah, we need to move more often. And then all that comes back to the heart too. I think the heart benefits from, the true significant difference happens around 6,000-7,000 steps a day. Because our calves are the second heart of our body. So by walking more, you pump blood back to the heart, and then the heart doesn't have to work as hard because the calves are helping return the blood. The very basics of even walking.
I don't get that. Is so important.
Can really help.
It's a hard problem to solve.
Exactly.
Because again, we don't live in a society that allows for that. Unless you have a walking pad and you're really intentional about it. But even that, it's hard to do the work while walking.
We just need we got to figure out the balance in our workplace.
Which gets to the broader societal issues of capitalism. So, productivity and go figure. You can still have a income dispersal without the insane capitalist nature of America, right?
It's so bad.
But we are just completely judged on, our worth is based on our productivity, period. And that's fucked. Yes, should we contribute to society? Absolutely. But like you said, in Europe, they've got plenty of people who are actively contributing to a better society while also taking care of the humans that are doing it. We don't have that. We don't care about the humans. You and I do, though.
Let's do a set.
Yeah.
It's been 20 minutes.
I did one while you were talking. Ahead.